can discuss this now with William Booth, the lecturer in Latin American history at University College London. He joins me live from Ipswich in the UK. Welcome to you, William. Donald Trump has said that this is about fighting drug traffickers when he's attacking these boats. Do you think there is some truth to that, or is it really just a mask for trying to oust Nicolas Maduro?
Yeah, the drugs narrative is essentially nonsense, and it's been undermined further this week by Trump's pardon of a former convicted Honduran president, which is a huge piece of meddling in internal elections, as we've also seen in Argentina. Venezuela is a minimal supplier of drugs to the United States, and there's no serious scholar who thinks that this is the genuine narrative. So it's really constructed as an excuse for something else. Yes.
Trump's admitted he actually phoned Maduro last month and asked him to step down. Why does he want Maduro gone?
Several reasons. One is that this is clearly a government that does not align with US interests in the region, and Trump is clearly, pushing up US government interest in closer interaction. Some would say, many would say, interference in the region, and Venezuela is a fairly resolute opponent of that, and has been the center of a sort of hardline anti-US, anti-imperialist coalition between Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela over the last several years. But there are also democratic left-leaning governments who are very uncomfortable with what Trump's doing in the region, in Chile, in Colombia, and in Brazil.
Now, Maduro himself says that Trump's after Venezuela's vast oil reserves, biggest in the world, as I understand, recognised oil discoveries. And Trump has admitted in the past, for example, when the war in Iraq took place, Trump kind of loosely let slip, well, that's why America was there, for the oil. Do you think there's some credibility to the claim?
Well, as an academic, when I teach, I'm always telling my students not to just believe the simplest story. And you do see, of course, a lot of framings of this. Of course, the United States is just after the oil. And actually, in this case, Trump has just come out and said that. Again, we don't know how much of this is Trump's bluster and rhetoric, but Venezuela does hold the largest provable reserves in the world. The US had significant interest there through initially Chevron and Exxon particularly. Chevron stayed around for a while, actually, and came to an agreement with the Venezuelan government, which got it in a bit of trouble with the US government. But Exxon, which has been very active next door in Guyana, is really itching to get back into extraction of oil in Venezuela. And it's particularly Venezuela's offshore oil, which is looking very attractive to the United States right now.
When Trump declared Venezuelan airspace closed, my eyes sort of rolled, because it was obvious that the US has absolutely zero legal authority over another country's sovereign airspace. So when he says something like that, do you think he's just bluffing? Is he trying to intimidate? Or do you think he would actually escalate things and maybe even get the US military to shoot down a plane?
Well, the US can obviously enforce a no-fly zone if it wants to. It has unparalleled air power in the region. Colombia's undermined that immediately by saying that planes can go through Colombian airspace, the neighboring country of Venezuela. And Venezuela also sort of revoked flight access anyway for US airlines. But it seems to be, again, another measure that Trump is doing, incrementally ratcheting up pressure on the Venezuelan government. I'm sure that he hoped that Maduro would have either stepped down or been ousted by now, but it just doesn't look like that's going to happen through these increments. And Trump, unfortunately, is not going to leave himself anywhere else to go but a land war if he really wants to go the distance and oust Maduro. And that's going to be absolutely catastrophic for the region.
Yeah, and remember that Trump has actually said that he's planning to ratchet things up on the ground as well, so we will watch that carefully. William, good to speak to you. William Booth, lecturer in Latin American history at University College London. Thank you.